What do we see?
There it is.
We're gonna try and find $200,000.
You think there's $200,000 buried here still?
Yes.
In April of 1934, John Dillinger and his gang were hiding out at the Little Bohemia Lodge in Manitowish Waters, Wisconsin. Wanted by the FBI for a string of at least a dozen bank robberies and jailbreaks, Dillinger was under the impression that this secluded lodge in the heart of the North Woods would be a safe refuge for a weekend of rest and relaxation. That weekend was cut short when the FBI was tipped off of his location and special agents arrived from Chicago in an attempt to capture the most wanted man in America. On April 22nd, 3 patrons of the lodge, who were not part of Dillinger's gang, were leaving after a night of fun. They had gotten into their car and began driving down the long driveway to Highway 51. Once they got to the highway, the FBI was there waiting and tried to get their attention to get them to stop. Not knowing what was going on, the 3 innocent people continued to drive, making a turn onto the highway. Assuming they were part of Dillinger's gang, the FBI opened fire on their vehicle, killing 1 man, a Conservation Corps worker, wounding another, while 1 more escaped into the woods. Dillinger and his gang were back at the lodge and heard the gunfire and responded by running to the windows of the lodge and opening fire on the FBI. Amid the commotion, the Dillinger gang escaped out of the back of the lodge into the direction of the lake. It is believed that in a split-second decision, Dillinger was able to pack up the $200,000 in cash that he had with him in a sack or a suitcase before escaping and ran for about 500 yards into a heavily wooded area and quickly buried the cash at the midpoint of a triangle of trees, a location memorable enough that he had hoped to one day be able to find it again or at least instruct another gang member to retrieve it. He and the rest of the gang members were able to escape the FBI that night, but were caught later in the year when Dillinger was gunned down in Chicago. This all happened in 1934, and to this day, that money has never been found. He ran towards the lake.
So this way 500 yards?
That's what he said.
Well, this has been a long time.
Wow. Look at this car. Old Dodge.
He ran that way over 500 yards?
Supposedly, John Dillinger ran after the FBI shootout. He ran 500 yards somewhere and buried $200,000 in cash.
There's no yards that way.
He might have gone sideways,
What's that?
but now there's houses everywhere. So you can't go searching in people's yards. But he buried it somewhere.
I found it.
You found it?
Out through these windows.
Yep, so John Dillinger was shooting from those windows up there. I think he was up there or there and shooting down towards here, and the FBI was standing probably where you are, and they were going bang, 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 bang both ways. And then someone was riding by in a lawnmower. There were 3 trees, and he buried it between the 3 trees that were a triangle. You can't go running into people's yards. But we can look around here. I see something in those windows. What do you see?
Oh,
Holy cow. From that night.
yeah. Yeah.
That is neat. Very cool. What do you see? The cone?
Oh.
You think he placed a
How many feet do you think?
construction cone where he buried the money?
Look at your Fitbit and see if we can go 500 yards, okay?
So Kyle is insistent on finding the cash that John Dillinger buried 90 years ago. Let's see if we can make this happen. Clearly we're not going to find anything, but it's keeping him occupied and it's a good little break in the trip. Let's look for some cash. If he was running from the FBI,
He'd probably run that way.
that's probably where he went. Yep.
Let's go look then. Looks like it was this way.
Oh, maybe this way.
Do you think this is the way?
Anything is possible.
Do you think it was this way because it looks like it?
Huh. I've was a triangle of trees, remember. That's what the historian said.
We'll check this one. Or do you not think it would be this way?
I'm guessing it was maybe the other way. I think he ran towards the lake and then started running behind the building and then maybe sideways.
Yeah, I think it was the other way.
Oh, is that right? Add that to the history books. There was a trail of where he ran. Let's go! There's a rusty old shovel here that looks about 90 years old.
Where?
Right over here. Oh wait, that's just a tree.
What do you think was a shovel? Let's look for any evidence of trees or a dollar bill.
Okay.
Let's look for anything.
This looks pretty promising, Kyle.
Yeah, it does. What?
That's soft ground.
Should we start digging, you think?
Do you smell cash?
It smells dirty. Well, it'd probably be a little Alex in there.
I have no idea where we're at.
It's really squishy.
It's super squishy. It's like an Easter egg hunt, Kyle. But I see an Easter egg.
Easter egg?
I do. Ooh, you found the triangle of trees? This is probably where it is.
I see like a tree that looks like a triangle.
Oh, yeah.
You see it? There.
You really think it's here?
I see a triangle, see?
I think they meant a triangle of trees, like 3 trees. 1 tree, 1 tree, 1 tree. And it was in the middle of those 3 trees. Come on, we gotta get away from the bugs.
Yeah. Or else we won't get paid. $1,000 on the line.
Kyle, if I was John Dillinger and I needed to bury something really fast and I didn't have a shovel, I'd bury it in a pile of pine leaves.
Should we do it?
Find it?
It looks wet. It's not here.
No.
I found it. See?
1, 2, 3.
It's
Oh, and I bet these little young trees weren't here when he did it 90 years ago.
well, I think it's flat, those trees.
Could be.
You gonna go through?
No.
You don't want to find two
I don't want to be covered in ticks.
So now, finding money? Okay.
Not today. What the heck is that?
What?
I found a piece of fried chicken.
You did?
If you found the $200,000, Kyle, what would you do with it? You put it in your bank account? And just save it? I think we'd have to turn it in.
Yeah, and then put it in our bank account.
Well, if we turn it in, we won't have it anymore.
But then we won't get a reward.
A reward?
Yeah.
I think the reward would be capturing this on video. Then you'd get some views because you found the John Dillinger $200,000 in cash.
Yeah, but it's not here.
It's somewhere.
We walked 500 yards.
We spent 10 minutes looking for this, so it's definitely not here. If you were John Dillinger trying to get away from the FBI, which way would you have run?
I run that way.
Which way?
The other way.
The other way? Kyle has an amazing sense of direction because I was looking when we were at the end of wherever we finally ended up over there, and I had no idea which way we came.
Could be right here.
Oh, maybe, because that doesn't look fresh. That looks like it's about 90 years old, right?
Hard.
Well, you never know, Kyle.
It's right here. I know this.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah. Come on.
We went that way already. That's exactly where we started.
No.
I thought it was.
No, that was that way.
Was it? It all looks the same to me.
This could be the way.
We went the way of the trees.
It looks like here.
I don't see footprints. What kind of shoes is he wearing?
Boots.
Boots? Why didn't you tell me that? We could have been looking for boot prints.
They would have been gone.
Oh,
Follow me. Do this way.
here we go again. Okay, Kyle might be just a slight bit too determined to find this cache. You saw a deer? The deer might be looking for the cache too. Do you think that you're gonna find it?
Yeah.
Where?
We're in the middle of 2 triangle trees.
3 triangle trees. We need a money sniffing dog. Kyle's getting itchy, so now he's running. Leaving me here in the wilderness.